cannot get it in there. He said, I couldn't keep it. He was trying to put a tube in, but he couldn't get it in. So, the moral to my story is this. And I had to live with this, like you say, you felt guilty. She was under my care. And it took me a long time to get over, did I do everything? Did I get all the tests? And I've just made a vow. I tell my kids, I tell my family, even myself, that she had colon cancer, her sister had breast cancer. So it's in my family. So I would be more like on the dumb side, not to go get it checked.
That's
but
right.
everybody that's out there listening to us, please, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself checked, because once again, I'll say it again, this is a life-changing decision.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It could bring it up or bring it down.
That's right.
And don't be worried about what the outcome is of your test, because I know a man that sits high and looks low can fix anything.
That's exactly
That's right.
But I think he said if it be his will, so we
That's
have to.
right.
It took me so long to learn that. My mama taught it to me when I was little, but it took me to get old to realize it. You know, when we pray for things sometimes and it don't happen, well, we thank God that He is, but He always says, let my will be done.
That's right.
So we have to realize it wasn't His will that time.
Yeah.
Well, ladies,
I want to
tell
say
everybody again how to get to, no, so what you need to say.
No, I want to say one more thing. I want to thank Carol for coming this morning, and I just want to tell everybody it's her birthday, and all of her staff wanted to tell her happy birthday on the show.
Happy birthday.
That's
Yes,
hilarious.
Does
and
she want us to sing?
that's what I said. Can we get drum roll? No,
Happy birthday
to you. Oh, gosh.
Come on, guys, let's sing. Happy
Oh, Lord.
birthday to you.
Thank you.
Now that there, I say I already was just crazy about your work you got going on, but I'm super crazy about it now. Because I know a lot of people do a lot of things for their birthday, but you came to try to save somebody's life.
That's right.
So they'll have more birthdays.
That's right.
You came on your birthday.
That's
so
right.
somebody
Can have
listening
a
to us
birthday.
today
That's
can
right.
have more birthdays.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
That is so sweet.
And have breakfast with my daughter.
What
We don't have class today.
What
so
time
we're
is it?
good.
What y'all have breakfast at?
We haven't gone yet. She's sleeping in. She doesn't have class on Mondays, so she's
Time for lunch.
yeah. Well, not for a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Not for a 20-year-old. That's funny, but no. CancerWellnessFoundation.org is where you can donate to Melissa's campaign. Support your Pike County, your Troy girl. She's competing against 19 other women, so we want Melissa. She's already done really well, but we want her hometown to really support her, and this is the last week, so it ends on March 31st. So go, even if it's $5, $10, $20, give to
Any
Melissa's
amount.
campaign.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would appreciate it.
Now, I want you, since you and your daughter have not had breakfast, to go to the Piggly Wiggly.
Okay.
They don't do breakfast.
They don't breakfast no more? Boy, it used to be some good breakfast. Well, as late
I
as
know,
y'all
it's
going, y'all might well go there for the dinner. They gonna have their lunch. It's 9 o'clock.
And I'll have to, when I worked in Troy, when I lived in Troy, I worked for Dan Smith for the Parks and Recreation
He
Department.
said to tell you hello
For all
this
4
morning.
years, I love Dan Smith, and I love the Troy Parks and Recreation Department, and they actually, I started my career at the Montgomery Parks and Recreation Department, and kind of the rest is history, but I retired from the city of Montgomery, so before I started this job. So I kind of give the Troy Parks and Recreation Department and Dan Smith credit for my whole career.
So, if I tell you my little story about Dan Smith, you're not gonna laugh at me. I can't tell the date.
Okay.
Because I got some friends that I know will love to come by there and see that. But the safety director takes all the supervisors on a trip to the lake. And I can't swim.
Uh-oh.
And I'm tired of them laughing at me. So Dan Smith hooked me up with some swim lessons.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that is.
If I get good, I'm gonna have truck talk out there. If you never see truck talk,
I love
out there,
it.
you say, he never learned.
I love it. That
is-
sounds like something Dan
We are
would
so
do.
fortunate to have Dan Smith in Troy.
He's a good
well,
one.
He
He's a
stayed
good
on me about it. For a couple of years, I've told him about it, and one day I was sitting at my desk. He had one of his girls to call me. He said, "Tell him to sign up."
I love it.
And so I'm signed up.
Good
Look at
for
Ronnie.
you.
He's trying to figure out that date. Boy, you would love to know that date. let her know that day. But I want you ladies to do this for me.
Okay.
Just keep marching forward.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes it looks like it's in vain, but it's not. It's not. Y'all just keep marching forward. And I want each one of y'all to take a cup with you.
Thank
And
you.
I do want
Yes.
to say this. Truck Talk is for this community.
That's right.
And for anything positive. If it's positive, this is your flow mat anytime you want to.
And nothing's
We
more
don't have
positive
no,
than
we
saving
don't have
lives.
no sponsors. We don't have nobody we have to answer to but my boss.
I love it.
And we did that, and it's been good for the community. Not me, but just to show, just having a way for people to come and say things. It helps, and I want you to keep working hard. We're
We
going to get
are.
with you before. When is the last day?
Actually, the 31st, Sunday.
Sunday.
So, and yeah, anybody, I've been going to churches, talking to some of the churches, and, I would love to go anywhere. So you just call me.
Well, I want you to
let
call
me
me
know.
because I'm going to get you a check today from me. And
You're so
I'm pretty
sweet.
sure I know some people that'll help out with that. Let me
Thank
tell
you.
you, it's somebody else today, it could be us tomorrow.
That's
right.
exactly
And I
right.
always think like
That's
that.
right.
When I go in the doctor's office and I see somebody real sick, I say it's them today, but it just could have well just been me.
Yes,
We never
that's
know.
right.
So thank you, ladies, for coming.
thank
on.
you so
And I like
much.
the color y'all picked. Blue.
Yeah, blue.
Blue is a pretty color.
Yeah, and my Uncle Johnny is fixing to be on. He's fixing to support me too.
All right, we'll be right back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Thank
That
you.
was awesome.
That was awesome.
Bold.
Yeah, I mean, they have all kinds of stuff now. I mean, we have this machine that women or men who are losing their hair, we have this machine now you can put on your head and it preserves your scalp and it allows you to not lose your hair. I mean, there's all kinds of things now. I know.
And we're back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Well, it's that time of the year. Mr. John, when people see you and Ronnie on my show, you know the first thing they say? What's going on at the Calamans? What's going Well, I got to give Ronnie a break, though. He comes for other stuff. But most times when you come, we're talking about the Pike County Calamans Association. What about it?
It's a good time of the year now. We got the auction coming up. That's the fun time. It's like a rodeo.
Be careful with your hands.
That's right. Yeah, don't do like that or you'll be bought something.
And Ronnie, I'm gonna tell it on myself. I watched Ronnie bag a truck in there one time, old flatbed. I never forget it. I said, "What are y'all gonna do with it?" Ronnie said, "Somebody gonna buy it." I said, "Yeah, somebody else." Well, when they started auctioning the thing, I was just playing, you know, messing with Ronnie. I messed with Ronnie, and I bought that. I never forget it. It used to be I don't know what that thing was.
It was a Frankenstein truck. I don't know what it was.
But the moral of the story is I made money. I had to hold on to it a while. I tell you, people get excited. You see some funny things there. You see some funny things.
It's a lot of fun just to be out there. If you don't buy anything or sell anything,
Just to be
you have
out
a good time just going around looking at it and talking to people.
I remember one year there was an auction on this truck, and they get up there, and so they just done got a little hesitate. The guy said, "Hold up a minute." He took his shirt off, and he went up under. He come back out. So when they finally bought it, the auctioneer said, "Sir, can I ask you a question?" He said, "What was you looking up under that?" He said, "Nothing. I was just trying to pay him off a little." But it's been a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, and it's a good fundraiser for us. It takes quite a bit to keep up the cattleman building, and we give between the cattlemen and cattle women, we give away about a little over $20,000 in scholarships.
I know it. I've talked about that a lot.
That's good.
And I want to congratulate you on something. I'm a little late with it, but you can tell them I'm gonna do it again this year. I tried it and it worked. Last year when we did our Christmas commercial, I didn't do it. I had my first directing preview, but I let the Cattleman's Queen and all those that y'all had elected. That was the first time y'all had did it.
Yeah, first time we had it.
The first time you had it. Well, we let them do the commercial, and they did a great job. So I want to do whoever it is this year. Will it change this year?
Yeah, I think the same ones are handling it.
Okay.
I believe the same
But
ones.
he'd have a different queen.
It'd be different queens and all that.
All right,
yeah.
well, let them know that's going to be part of their package.
Okay.
They got to do the Christmas commercial if they win.
Well, good. Yeah.
We had fun with that. I always have to say something about the Cattleman women. They always
Yeah,
helping y'all out.
They do. We couldn't do what we do without the cattle women.
Yeah. And I always tell them, if you got that red shirt on, check with you.
That's right.
Whoever got that red shirt
Whoever got
on.
the red shirt on. I've kind of outgrown my red shirt. I'm gonna have to get me one a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger. I thought you were going to say a little bit smaller.
No, I wish it was like that.
You know that truck I bought that year?
Yeah.
And I was asking you about it. I asked Mr. Johnson something. He said, "Yeah, I think this is." I said, "Why you know that, Mr. Johnson?" He said, "Well, how you stole it?" For the day.
I knew all about it.
You knew all about it. Well, I saw that truck this morning. I thought about you.
Really?
Yeah, one of the guys at Mike, what's Mike's name? Working at the airport. Works on airplanes. But anyway, he bought it from me. He's still riding it.
Is that right?
So what I'm telling you, you can go down to the Cattleman and you can find you a good vehicle. I know a lot of them still riding around here.
Yeah.
I mean, you have all kind of calls from the commissioner's office.
Yeah, the Pike County Sheriff's Office, the Troy Police Department, and the County Commissioner. They always give us, they let us have some cars to sell for them.
Yeah.
And,
now, Ronnie, you do a lot of stuff at Sanders with stuff that we be getting away. You got some stuff in there this
Yeah,
year?
we got a little bit of stuff out there. We always have some excess equipment or some stuff that we're swapping out.
Swapping out.
They don't have a little bit, though. They have a lot. That's fine. We appreciate
And there's going
it.
to be several estates out there. People that pass with their families who bring
Really?
equipment and other items.
Well, me and Mr. Johnny, last year was the first time we had did it. I need Steve to hear this because we're going to get down there one day next week and just walk through there and just film it and just run it back. I had people stopping me at Walmart and saying, "Man, y'all did a lot of walking."
Yeah.
But we did. We walked from row to row, and Mr. Johnny knew what everything was out there. Right now, I'd see something. What is this? He would explain, and it helped out. Now, I really enjoyed learning about something.
That's because I'm getting old. I've been through all that.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Do realize if I ask you what something is that you told me last year, that means I forgot. I don't know no more about it this year than I did last year when you told me.
But we're expecting a big auction this year. We start taking equipment in this Friday and Saturday from 8 to 5. And we don't take anything on Sunday because Easter Sunday.
That's right.
And then Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5 next week. We don't take anything in on Friday the 5th because we have to get everything consolidated, check the numbers, and make sure it's all in the computer.
Okay.
But then the auction is on Saturday, April the 6th at 8 o'clock.
And they auction them cars off at 11 on the dot.
Right, 11 o'clock, the cars go.
I've got to work at the radio station that morning, so I'm going to be giving y'all a lot of advertising, talking about it. And when I leave there, I'm going to be striking down 231.
Come on down.
I'm going to bring my Polaris on down. That's another thing.
Yeah.
That y'all let the people bring the older people bring it there, but that's not to just ride around. That's just for you to look at that horseplay. Because a lot of
people to drive slow and be careful, watch for other people around.
You got people that walk.
There's a lot of people, a lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
Be around 1,000 people out there.
Yeah. And I got to take my hats off to you guys. Y'all just stay family oriented with everything you do.
We try to, yeah.
It is so good. You have stuff for the kids. You keep the food where the people can eat it. But this year, Mark, how many years you been having auctions? I bet you know.
It's 19 or 20, somewhere around there.
19 or 20. That's a long
time.
I think I've been coming about 5 years. I can think of some of the stuff I bought and sold. I have sold some of my stuff before I leave.
Yeah,
I've seen you.
But I'll tell you something I wanted last year. It's them pots. Them big pots.
So they bring a prize.
They bring good.
Well, they got out of my brass record. I got a chance to raise my hand 3 times. I stuck them in my pocket.
And it kept going up.
And it kept going up. The guy bought all of them.
Yeah.
He wanted them bad.
He wanted them.
Yeah,
I stood out there and waited till they got there because I wanted to be in the one.
I wanted one of them, but I didn't even get to be it. I think they done got too high before I got started.
Before you got started?
Or even got started being.
What about your man in your trailer, Mr. The other day? You was bidding on that trailer?
Yeah, I was bidding on the trailer. The man beside me was bidding on it too. And we kept going back and forth, kept going up. And he said, if you raise your bid one more time, you can have it. I said, you're not going to bid anymore? He said, no. He said, I'm the one that owns it. I got what I want to out of it. I said, okay. And I still have that trailer. It still works good. And that's been probably 15 years ago.
Yeah. I bought a pressure washer. I just took a chance. It was in the box. And it had wrote on it used, got a little part-time car wash. And we bought it. But several years ago, bought it. And,
probably still working.
Rolled it in the back of the truck for the longest. And one day Jesse took it out the back of the truck and fired it up. It run till he tore it up. Can't run till he tore it up. But I can't have you guys on here without getting a little help from you, Mr. Johnny.
Well, we'll be glad to help.
Give me a little help here while we talk about our. Pull out. This is the fertilizer division. See who you got there. All right. Let's see who we got. Who we got? Stephen Mitchell. I know Stephen Mitchell. He was in the office the other day. He came in the office. He wanted us to see me. So tell me, what about the tractors this year? You gonna have some tractors?
We should have several. Last year we had 8 tractors out there.
I know. I need a tractor.
I know of 3.
Really? Any small ones?
I know 2 of them are small.
Most of them will be.
That
Most of them will be small.
45, 50 horsepower garden tractors type.
Michaela Stewart. Now I'm gonna tell a story on her. Cause she's like a daughter to me. Michaela first was hired. And she come through the training program. Well, the first thing Michaela did, she gonna kill me, was got stuck. Oh boy, they was up the fire. I said, no, let's give her one more chance. Bought Michaela to Troy. I told her, I said, I want you to go get you a road atlas and a Garmin GPS. I said, I said, when you come back, I'm gonna give you a town, and you better be able to map the road out to me. I said, now I'm gonna take the advantage on you. I know the town, and I'm already be done look because I done forgot. And we did that with her. Put her back, let her ride with her. I think it was Anthony night for another week, just to recoach her up. That's been about 3 years ago. It almost makes me cry but Michaela has worked. Her dispatcher is Richard Ray. He told me when she comes there and she tell him that she'll be ready to go Monday morning, he said when he gets to work, she's standing at the back
Right.
window.
That's good.
Sometimes it just takes a chance.
Yeah,
I just had
yeah,
to tell
that's
her.
right.
But Michaela, she was in my office Friday, and little did she know she was gonna win. This is her first time ever winning. She's gonna be so excited.
Good for her.
Oh, I had one of my trainers tell you a little bit about Sanders here today. We got a little time. I had one of my trainers come to me, Shirley Little.
Oh, Shirley.
Shirley gave us an idea. Every time you get a little idea, I tell everybody it's like a bowl of soup. You just keep tweaking and putting into it. And no offense to no schools, because we got some good schools, but just as a check knowledge, any student coming in starting the first of the month, I don't want to do it till I get my trainers and get it all set up. But starting the first, any student that comes in to Wiley Sanders, there's going to be a day. And one of our veterans, George Smith, he's been there about 25 or 30 years. He going to take them down there and just work with them a little bit. So like you did with Ronnie and Derek them, you just kind of work with them.
Yeah,
I
right.
see you easing
Yeah,
back.
easing back, yeah.
Easing back, just let them go.
And
But
they're
you work
taking
with
over
them.
great.
And they doing a
They're
good
doing a
job.
great job.
And I want to compliment you, Ronnie, on this. Ronnie is our special projects man. And I can see why you need a man like that at the calendar. Because if you tell him something, if and he do forget it, when you tell him that second time,
He got it.
he got it then. And then you got a good crew that works for him and they love him. And that's what it takes to make it. And that's what the calendar do. Y'all
what the
got
Cavalry has,
our
that's
staff,
right.
those guys, they walking around, man.
They're all
And my buddy, my commercial buddy, tell him, Mr. Renfro, that's my buddy. How's he doing?
He's doing pretty good. He's having some trouble with his legs walking, so
Okay.
he may have a little trouble out there at the auction this week.
Huh?
He may have a little trouble at the auction walking around, but
Well, he got a wagon he can ride. I'll give
he'll
him.
perk up.
I tell you what, I give him my Polaris.
I like that wagon ad y'all have.
That's
you
cute.
bring the driver out there and show it to him.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mr. Renfro asked me about doing a commercial with him at an auction. We was at the auction one year, and he asked me about that. I said, yeah, we going to do it. I was just talking. He asked me again. I said, Mr. Renfro, bring the muse. Boy, he bought them that weekend. And you know what? We get so much talk from
I
that.
bet you do.
We get a lot of talk from that.
I like that ad every time it comes on.
What about a man looking for a good bush hog? You think he can find that at the
I
auction?
think he can find one out there. We usually have a lot of bush hogs.
Bush hogs, plows. What is the biggest item to sell out there?
The most expensive, probably one of the vehicles is probably
One of
the
the
most
vehicles.
expensive. Yeah,
One of the vehicles. Last year I noticed you had some boats.
we had some boats last year, but they don't ever bring all that much. I reckon people don't fish like they used to.
Mr. Wiley Sanders said it was just a hole in the water with money.
Yeah, it is.
Had a camper last year.
Yeah,
We've sold several campers through
Yeah.
the years.
And fire trucks.
yeah. One man a few years ago bought a fire truck. A farmer stripped it down and made him a spreader truck to spread fertilizer with. So the body was heavy enough, and he just took the old body off of the fire truck part and put him a spreader body on the thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I
Okay.
remember one man bought 3 of them one year. I would have bought one if I'd have known he was going for what it went for.
Yeah.
I thought that thing was going to be high. I don't know what I would have did with it. Just look at it, I guess.
Well, I bought a bus one time out there, a 26 passenger bus. And I got home, my wife like to kill me. What are you going to do with that?
Why'd you buy it, Mr. Johnny? You just got it in motion.
I just got over, I was just going to go over and see what it brought. It wasn't bringing what I thought it was, so I tried to up the bid. Before you know it, Johnny done bought the thing.
You like me in that old big truck?
Yeah.
You know, if everybody would be honest like me and you, think about it, Ron. How many people you think done bought something that really
I
did this?
really didn't want to.
Because everybody in there knew the drum. I was like, huh? Oh, they were gone on. I looked at that truck and I said, oh my. And the guy that was bidding with it with me, I just turned right to him. I was ready to take $100 loss right there. I said, hey, man, you want it? He said, no, I'm just saying what it was going to bring.
That's what I was doing.
You have to be careful with that.
You got to be careful.
You got to be
If you
careful.
don't watch it, you'll be bought it.
You'll
But there's
come
some
home.
good buys out there, and if you got anything to consign to us that you want to sell, bring it on out. This Friday and Saturday, 8 to 5. Next week, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. Bring it on out, and we'll unload it, write it up, and give you a number, and we'll sell it on the 6th. May
We'll
take
sell it.
all day, but we'll get it.
We're going to sell it, ain't we?
We'll sell it.
Sell it all.
Oh, they sell it.
That's right.
That's right. And you know, when you go back to that, everybody going to think I love to eat, which is true. But when you go back to that, what you were just saying about if you ain't going to buy nothing, just come.
Come on, look.
It's the
pretty entertaining.
atmosphere. It's the atmosphere. You know, me and my wife, it's like a day for us.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we ready for the auctions. I mean, when I get home, she'll be ready, and we'll just go down there, and we'll spend all day down there. After we
good.
get whatever we're going to buy, we'll just ride
back
around
and
and just hang out up there. Go up there,
Socialize.
get you a hot dog, and you get to see people you ain't. It turns into a socializing.
You mentioned hot dogs. We'll have the kitchen to be open. We'll have a tent set up out in the auction area out there, so you won't have to walk to the building. But you can go to the building too, and you can go inside and sit down and eat if you want to.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got a
You
place
always
to
have
sit in there,
something.
or you can buy it out in the yard out there with the tent and walk
I
around.
think it's just as many deals go on inside of that sitting area. I was sitting there one time and the guy said, hey man, didn't you buy so and so? I said, yeah. He said, look here, let's me and you talk.
You want to sell it?
Yeah. It's just fun. I mean,
is.
people, ladies and gentlemen, you hear us talking about this, and this ain't no put on. We have a good time with it. I saved me a little cash to take down there with me, but it's just been years and years of fun.
That's right.
And there's some of the things you hear people say, oh man, I wanted that. Oh man, I wanted that. I saw, it was Hunter Mopes, Jack, Hunter's daddy, Greg. They were working on a truck over there. They were working on a truck one. I couldn't understand it. They went and bought 4 brand new batteries. I know what a big battery costs. Why they throw the batteries off in there, tighten them up and it busted off. And I told Hunter, I never will forget it. See, you can learn something from young folks.
Yeah.
I said, man, why would you put 4 batteries in it and you gonna sell it? He said, ain't nobody gonna bring nothing that ain't running.
If it won't bring, they won't bring nothing.
He said, I got to get it cranked off.
Yeah,
He said, I had to get it cranked. And, he got it cranked. They got it running. They had it running. And you see stuff like that, you know, and you'll get somebody get up at a lawnmower and they'll get the bidding on it and they'll go to fiddling with it. I like the inspectional stuff. I like the way people be looking at stuff. Just rubbing it. What is that going to do?
It don't mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing, but to them it means.
You ain't gonna rub the paint off of it. But we'll have somebody in the office well, this Friday and Saturday. If you want to get a buyer's number then, or all next week, Monday through all the whole week, Monday through Saturday morning. So if you don't get one till Saturday morning, we'll be there early Saturday on the 6th of April. You come in the main building, get a buyer's number, and that's what you need to.
But it'd be better if you go ahead and get your buyer's number early. That way, if you're running
go
late,
ahead.
you can just shoot
You
right on.
come
to
right
the-
on in.
Right on in.
Right.
Because, yeah, I always like to get mine through the week.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
what
get
I
your
do.
buyer's number early
Yeah.
because you got that number. You ain't worried about it.
You're right.
You don't know
You're
what might happen. You might have a flat coming.
That's right. You ready to bid? Right.
You ready to bid if you got that number. You can holler across the way, hey, hey.
That auctioneer will see you or one of his spotters.
He'll see you. He'll see you. He'll see you. Let's see, we did the band. We did the Michaela, that would have been the band. So let's do the Buck division. We talking about Hunter Mopes. Let's do his. No, this ain't Hunter. This is Brent.
You done by Hunter.
Yeah, this is Brent Freeman. Let's do his. I had you do it. I don't know why I bought my little pretty thing. We didn't even use it, Mr. John. But that's all right. We do it the old-fashioned one.
I feel around in there and stir them up.
You'll stir them up. You're doing good. So glad Michaela won.
Well, I got
We'll
this.
get one. David Roberts. Mr. John, I got to get you more off of this guy. It's going to retire in about 2 more months.
Is that
Really?
right?
And I'm glad he won it before he left. He's going to retire. Not dissatisfied with his job. His aunt gave him some land and stuff, and he said he's going to go up there and stay with her. She's getting elderly. He's elderly, but David Roberts been with us a long time. He's been with us a long time. That's it. See, at Sanders, we like y'all are down at the auction. We keep people.
That's good.
Who's the oldest member down there?
I'm the second oldest. I reckon Rayvon Graham is the oldest.
That's the oldest member.
No, I'm
when
third.
Y'all started out, how many y'all had?
How many on the board? There's at 30 something. Have been about 30 or 31, but it's 27, I think now, something like that. 26 or 7.
I'm talking about when you first started out.
Oh, when we first started, there wasn't probably a dozen.
Y'all have really built that.
Yeah, it's come a long way.
It's come a long way. I had a lady that was from Atlanta, and she had heard about the rodeo, and she come down and bought some purses. And you know that Friday night be a little off, but that Saturday, she was so happy. She got to come, and she know who I was that Friday night, and that Saturday, she said, "You sit up here talking to me and you on TV." I said, "I'm trying to talk you out one of these purses. Do that make me get one cheaper?" She said, "No, it's going to be higher now." I said, "See, that's why I didn't tell you." But you have some of everything at the rodeo just as well as you will auction. So if you have a good time at the rodeo, you'll have a good time at this auction.
That's
I guarantee you
That's
will.
right.
And if you ain't never been, you do not know what you're missing.
That's right. There's a lot of stuff to see and a lot of people to talk to.
And it's some of everything. Swings.
Yeah.
Gates. Matter of fact, I'm looking for a gate. I got one that's just fell slam down.
Well, I'm going to have some gates out there.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to bring some.
All right, well, when they go to selling them gates, I want you to go on the other side.
I'm cutting back a little bit on my cattle operation,
So you're going to have
get
some
rid of
gates?
some gates and panels and all.
All right, then. Oh, well, you cut back. Your man next to you there, he's growing.
Pick up,
He's picking up. How many head is it now, Ron?
I sold them.
You sold them?
I did.
Did you really?
I did. I'm gonna buy some calves this spring.
Okay, because one time you were just clacking along.
It's a good time to sell, though.
Somebody told me that.
Yeah.
Well, the cows were high and the hay was high.
Yeah.
So I sold them both.
What about you sold them both? What about that Thompson fella? What about the president of the Cattlemen?
Now he's got a bunch of cows. Got a bunch of show cows.
How'd the president doing?
He did a good job.
Good.
I pick at him all the time, just like his granddaddy, just like him. Asa's gonna be the same way.
Yeah.
He gonna be. He told me that Asa wants a farm in Wyoming.
Is that right?
Yeah. I said, well, Asa ain't thinking that right. Why not just get the farm that you got? I said, you gonna buy one? He said, no, I ain't buying one. I said, if he asks you for one, you will.
Yeah, buy one.
When we get down there Saturday, we want everybody to know timing. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yes,
y'all get started.
8 o'clock sharp. We'll start with 2 auctioneers at 8 o'clock. Start on line 1 and probably line 3 or 4. So we want to
And work your way on around.
and work your way on around. And the vehicles will sell at 11 o'clock sharp. We'll have a third auctioneer over there on these.
Was this the first time this had ever happened? But last year, behind there, on the back side, it was a whole bunch of stuff. Would you think last year was maybe the biggest one we've had? Or?
Last year was the biggest one we've ever had.
Okay.
It just kept coming in.
It just kept coming in. We was all in the back part of it over there.
Yeah.
That's where the pots was. Cause
Yeah,
I loaded
yeah.
up my Polaris and waited till they got round there.
We had them. We
coulda
filled
left, but I
up. We
waited.
filled up what we call the pea patch where we have the auction at.
Yeah.
And we filled up almost all of it beside the arena out there.
Yeah.
Outside of the pea patch.
Old Kenny Garrett was laying across 2 discs out there. He sit there all day.
Is that right?
Yeah, he sit there. You don't get it.
Yeah, he's my nephew.
Your
His nephew, yeah.
Well, he sit there all day beside two dishes. When they come around there, he bought them. Yeah, wasn't nobody go out bid him. He done sit there with them all day.
He wanted them bad.
He wanted them now. He done made up his mind he was leaving with them. That's the one thing you have to watch. If it's the guy there, sometimes the price gets out of it.
Yeah.
He decided he going home with that particular item.
He done made up his mind on it.
He
He
done made
gonna
up
buy
his
it somehow.
He gonna buy it now. Might have could have got him one brand new for the same price, but he want that one. I think that's what makes it fun.
It is.
That's what makes it fun. You talking about auction? I'm gonna tell y'all a quick little story before you get out. I was down in Goshen, Alabama. Me and our sheriff, you know our good sheriff, Russell Thomas,
Yes, sir.
and Anthony Grant. We was bidding on a football that was signed by Mike DeBose. That's when he had got the first year of the job. You know, we thinking he gonna be the greatest thing that ever lived. And they got this football and they auction. Anthony's bidding on it, and I'm standing behind the sheriff. So Anthony think he's the sheriff. So Anthony stands up and he tells him, he said, I don't know who that is bidding, but sheriff, if it's you, I'm leaving here with this football. Well, I got a bunch of peer pressure behind me. And he said, what about a house? Is he leaving with it? Is he leaving with it? I said, not tonight. Not tonight. So we just kept on. Well, about 5 minutes later, I wind up with me a $325 football. I got one problem. I ain't got $325. I had to write him a check. I had to write him a check for the football. The next evening, I come home in Austin, and one of the neighbors is just throwing that thing across. He goes, give me that football.
You need to put that up in glass.
I still got it. But I didn't turn out how it worked out. I should have let him just play with it in the yard. Well, we got one more to pull. I forgot. We got the shop. She came down there and get us a shop employee of the month. Get us a shop. We coming. He rolling the hand, Ella. He rolling the hand. Then I started 2 minutes late.
There you go.
That C5 now, I ain't gonna give you, but that's the time. Woo. Glavender. I don't know how to say his first name, but I know his last name is Glavender. He is the shop employee of the month. I want to thank you for watching Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders this morning. I always love it when the Pike County Cattlemen Association is here. Don't forget, Saturday, the 6th. That's March 6th. Be there.
April 6th.
April 6th, excuse me. Be there. April 6th. That's not this Saturday, next Saturday. Be there. You can buy something. You can eat hot dogs. You can have a good time. Whatever you do, don't miss it. Steve. That's it.
Thank you.
All right, went good.